whoever asked for this, I hate you. Like, that's just what I have to say about it. We have the endgame Victor Wembanyama packs coming tomorrow. I just couldn't be more apathetic about it, I guess. I just really don't care. This may be the most broken set we've ever seen in a My Team experience, period. This may be the most broken set we will ever see because Tacko Fall and Victor has an endgame card and he hasn't even stepped foot onto an NBA court. Tacko, I don't think I've seen on an NBA court in at least like 2 seasons. Kristaps played, Yao Ming played, but like, wow. Anyways, if you see me grasping at the air randomly, I'm not having a manic break. There's a fly that's been in here for a while that just buzzes right past me every 5 seconds. And I'm trying to pull like a Karate Kid situation. It's not really working out too hot though. I guess I just don't have it. Now, this set is obviously good in a variety of reasons. Point guard Ricky Davis is very interesting, by the way. I'm actually really stoked about that. It's sick. I like how Ricky Davis has become synonymous with fire in My Team proper this year, which is something I did not expect. But we got Jonathan Bender, who plays the shooting guard. I like it. Sean Livingston again, which is just like, I guess, but at this point, I just want to see different faces. Invincible Tim Thomas, which is wild. If you had told me at the beginning of this year that we were going to get an Invincible Tim Thomas at some point, I would have called you a crank. Like, there's no way. Same with Ricky Davis. Like, if we had gotten, or if you had told me we were going to get Ricky Davis and Tim Thomas Invincibles at some point this year, I would have said there's absolutely no way. I would have been wrong, obviously. Kuzma, who plays the shooting guard too, that's interesting. I'm assuming he's going to have Kuzma base. I would assume that's what's going to happen. I don't know. And then Ilgauskas, which Ilgauskas will probably be one of the better power forwards in the game. So, and then obviously Yao Ming, Victor, Tacko, and Kristaps, just the 4 giants, man. It would be a little more exciting if the end games had any type of spice or any type of variety, but they don't. They all have KPJ release with Sadiq Bey upper, and everything is the exact same. So it's a little bit boring, if I'm being honest. Because I think it would be pretty cool if, like, they had different releases, so there was, like, kind of a difference between, like, Yao Ming and Tacko. Like, you would run one or the other. People are just going to spend $100 and just run Tacko, Yao Ming next to each other. Like, it's not going to be a fun time. We'll start with Jonathan Bender, 7 foot, 7'4" wingspan. He is a 7-footer that plays the shooting guard and is going to be relatively affordable. Like, he's probably going to be 10K or under, realistically, right? That's awesome. He's just going to be this Jonathan Bender with 35 Hoff badges, like the same one with the Jermaine O'Neal Donovan duo. What the am I talking about? Dynamic duo. Now he's going to have the Montrezl Harrell release on very quick. Just think the same release that Varejao has. Cool. Trae Young upper's not great, but the Bender release wasn't really terrible anyway. Really, the thing people are going to want to see changed are some of these SIGs here, which they will, and the tendencies, which they will. I mean, Bender's going to be fire. There's no question about it. He's going to be the best budget shooting guard or small forward in the entire game. Most people are going to run him at shooting guard, but, you know, you could realistically run him anywhere. It really doesn't matter. And then we got Livingston, 6'7", 6'11", wingspan. I don't know if they change his release or not. This is a pretty good release, so I don't know if they do. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I mean, the issue with him was dribble SIGs anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And tendencies and stuff. People still run this card and are relatively effective with them, so I expect the card that we get tomorrow to have, like, what, 35 Hoff badges or something, and then just, like, be pretty good. And, like, how many Hoff badges does Larry Johnson have? 40, so 40. And he'll be relatively good. I don't think there's going to be anything wrong with him necessarily. This I Center for America commercial haunting my dreams, I swear. I mean, he'll be good. I don't care. I just want to see new names, man. Like, where's Greg Ostertag, dude? Where's Greg Ostertag? We still haven't gotten one. That's messed up, man. What did I do to deserve this punishment? I mean, I spoke out about the game quite a bit on a podcast platform that they're very aware of, so maybe that has something to do with it, but still. Also, no Jared Dudley. Why are we not respecting legends out here? Jared Dudley doesn't get a card for what reason? Anyways, Ricky Davis, 6'7", 6'10" wingspan. It's going to be nice. I mean, he's going to be a very good option. I wonder what they do with his jump shot. I don't know if they're going to give him Seth Curry and just let him keep it or what. They're going to change the dribble SIGs. Obviously, he'll have max tendencies. He'll be good. It's like he's going to be, like, very similar to the Clay that we just received. Like, that's kind of what we can expect from Ricky Davis. Like, this Clay, very similar. I don't know if they give him the Kevin Porter treatment or not, but this Clay that we got is going to be very similar to Ricky Davis, and anybody who hyped Ricky Davis all year, now's your chance. Now, that being said, Ricky Davis really only got as much hype as he got because he was like super cracked for the time. So I don't know if he's still going to stand the test of time, so to speak. Then we got Tim Thomas, 6'10", 7'2" wingspan. Honestly, hard to get excited about Tim Thomas when Jonathan Bender shooting guard exists, you know? The LaMelo Ball release is nice. I'm a big fan of it. Though I do feel like to compete with Jonathan Bender, they are going to change his release to probably Kevin Porter Jr. with Trae Young upper, I would guess, is probably what they're going to do. I mean, this card was already maxed out, basically. So I think the only way you can really max it out is to give him a new jump shot. This Red Bull sucks, dude. I don't know why I thought something called Juneberry was going to be good. Maybe because deep within my hipster mind, I thought, you know what? That's a fruit I've never heard of before. That's got to be delicious. Wrong. Super wrong. Not familiar with a Juneberry, but I can tell you that it tastes like... I don't know. I actually don't even know what this tastes like, honestly. Like, it doesn't have a flavor that I can decipher. Like... I don't know, but it's gross. I can tell you that. Kyle Kuzma, 6'9", 7-foot wingspan at the 2 guard, should be fine. He'll have, obviously, the Kuzma base with the Kuzma upper. I don't think they're going to change this. Look, if they get rid of Kuzma base on Kuzma, you know they absolutely just have no idea what they're doing. Maybe they change his upper around because his upper's not the greatest. Maybe they give him, like, Oscar upper or something, but for the most part, I mean, this card was maxed anyway. Like, what more can you do to this card, realistically? Not much. Like, you can max out the rest of his badges and such, but... at the end of the day, I mean, this card was pretty cracked. So what do you do to Kuzma exactly? I just, like, don't understand. I don't know. Ilgauskas should be fun. It's the speed for him. The speed and the jump shot. They're going to change his jumper. I think they're going to give him Kuzma base or O'Shea. I honestly don't know. It doesn't matter. I try to speculate on these things, but there seems to be no rhyme or reason behind 2K changing the SIGs at all, so I don't know. But really, it's going to be the defensive tendencies and the speed. Like, he's going to be upper 90s speed, 7'3", 7'6" wingspan, just cruising down the court. Like, that's what you have to look forward to from Ilgauskas. This should be a super fun time. Watching a man who looks like this run this fast isn't something that I would recommend, but it's going to happen. So let's take a look at the endgame cards. I mean, there's not a whole lot to say here. We know that they're endgame cards. I mean, Yao Ming is 7'6" with a 7'9" wingspan. He is the most broken card in the game, and he has been since Season 4. People still run the Eclipse version of him to this day. So, yeah, he's going to be awful to deal with. And then we got Big Tacko out here, who's just going to be just as bad. He's even probably going to be worse because he has a better wingspan, I should say. The only issue with this card was his release, which honestly isn't even that bad, and his lack of tendencies and badges, which it's an endgame card. All of that's going to be maxed out, so you don't even need to worry about that. He's going to be the most broken card in the game. I would be willing to predict he's more broken than Yao Ming, somehow. They're going to be very similar, but yeah. Then we got Kristaps. I mean, it's a release change thing. I mean, and he's going to have better tendencies, so I guess there's that. At the end of the day, though, 7'3", 7'6" wingspan is going to be huge. I mean, there's not a whole lot you can really say. He's as big as Ilgauskas, but he's lankier, and for some reason seems to grab more rebounds. I don't know what's up with that, but we've got nothing but, like, super slow Ilgauskases, so I guess I don't really know. And then finally, we have Victor. 7'5", 8-foot wingspan. He plays the small forward. Honestly, though, is there really, like, a big difference between Invincible Victor and Endgame Victor? No, I would probably still run Invincible if I had both of them. The reason being is the Kuzma base, which I really enjoy with the Tim Duncan upper. I like the release a lot. There's not a whole lot you can change because this is basically an endgame card in and of itself. Like, it's so crazy that this man just got drafted to the NBA, hasn't laced up just a second of actual NBA basketball, and already has an Invincible and an Endgame, and a regular card. That's nuts to me. And he's a pre-order bonus for next year. Crazy. Granted, it's just like a free agent card, but that's still kind of nuts when you really think about it on a deep level. So it's just, this man has so much to live up to, man. Oh God. Now, with that being said, should you spend money in these packs? No, absolutely not. 2K24 is about a month and change away. There's no reason to spend, well, let alone like $100 or $150, like even $50. There's no reason to spend any dollars on these packs. That's just how I feel about it. But let's take a look at the market implications regardless. The market implications of these frankly ridiculous packs are, I would say, pretty obvious, right? We're going to see like a drop off in like certain cards. Like, first thing I want to check is, honestly, Victor. Like, Victor is going to be interesting because he was like a million MT for a while, and I want to know if he's still going to be at that price or what's going on. He looks to have dropped down quite a bit. We're actually seeing a bunch of Victors selling right now. That being said, like I just demonstrated, the Invincible Victor is, if he is going to be worse at all, going to be so moderately worse that it's just not even worth tripping about it, honestly. Like, it's not. Obviously, Tacko is going to drop in price because Tacko is going to be annoying. Now, that being said, Invincible Tacko, or not even Invincible Tacko, Endgame Tacko is going to be the most annoying card in the game, bar none, for sure. But you can at least kind of stop him if you run, like, another Tacko. If you just run like out of position Tacko, you might have a chance to stop him. Though he's going to be so much faster than this Tacko that I just don't even know if it's worth it at this point. At least from a rebounding perspective, there is possibilities, right? Now Yao Ming, Hero Yao is going to drop in price quite radically. It looks like people aren't selling their Hero Yaos, and the reason for that is a lot of people have them locked up in Minute Bulls. So his price is actually not going to drop as much as you would expect, right? He's still not going to be like 5 to 800K. He's probably going to be closer to like 250 to 500, somewhere in that range. But yeah, there's that. Titans Yao will be a lot cheaper. I'm still running Titans Yao. I like don't care. I put a bunch of Hoff badges on him. Like, he's fine. Doesn't matter. Like, yeah, would it be nice to have KPJ? Yes. It's like, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's going to be helpful, but who cares? And then there's Kristaps. I really don't think anyone cares all that much about Kristaps, especially in comparison to the rest of the set. Like, Invincible Kristaps, there's not even that many up here. I feel like majority of people have unauctionable Invincible Kristaps anyway. So, it doesn't really matter. A lot of these cards, like the effects that would be had on them, are on versions of the card there aren't very many of. Does that make sense? Like, Tim Thomas is definitely more affordable than he was before, but there's still, at the end of the day, there's not an incredible amount of these left, so it doesn't really matter. Ricky Davis hasn't gotten a card in a while, so it doesn't really matter. Same with Kuzma. Ilgauskas was already like a purchasable card anyway for super duper cheap, so he's only going to continue to get cheaper. Though there's still going to be some value here because he plays like the shooting guard, small forwards. People can run him at like ridiculous positions or whatever. Jonathan Bender, I mean, do these guys really affect the price of anyone in particular? No. I mean, because basically all we got for top tier cards are invincible cards at this stage. So like we basically haven't gotten any like actual promo cards that anyone would like. I still haven't bought Verajao. Don't worry, his price isn't exactly coming down anytime soon, so I'm not worried about it. I just don't really know what this does for the mode, except for make it a very inhospitable place. If you go to play Unlimited and you're in a higher skill-based matchmaking bracket, oh boy, you are in for a rough time, let me tell you. It's going to be tragic. As always, this has been your friend Cheap Lids. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You know, I'll be opening packs. I shouldn't, but I'm going to because I have a problem.